Hey mama, are you struggling with how to make time for yourself as a work-at-home mom? Are you drowning in laundry and dishes, poopy diapers, and kids who are constantly screaming, Mom, even though they're 5 feet away from you? I get it. I'm Jessa Ray, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood, where I want to help you set priorities, create boundaries, ask for help, and learn to love yourself and motherhood again. You can show up for you without sacrificing motherhood and without the guilt. So if you're ready to be caught up in motherhood, then go grab a fresh cup of coffee and that laundry basket sitting in the corner. Don't worry, I've got mine too. And listen in to today's episode.
It is the last day of October. That means we have 2 months until the end of the year. To put that into perspective here, there are 63 days until the end of the year, 23 days until Thanksgiving, and 55 days till Christmas. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that anxiety and overwhelm of getting ready for the holidays and everything in between that needs to happen between now and the end of the year, whether that's for my business and the things and the goals that I want to do. And oh my goodness, I just thought about taxes for the end of the year that I'm not ready for. Ooh, gotta make that little note. To birthdays and hosting holiday events, to traveling for holidays, to snow removal. I'm in Wisconsin, we get snow. And then, let's see, school events, cookies, everything that you can think of in between now and the end of the year that we need to do and the things that we want to do. And then on top of that, those feelings of overwhelm and anxiety that cause us to be sometimes short-tempered, quick to yell, quick to just feel frustrated in the day-to-day because we're thinking about the 100 things that we need to do that we can't get done because we're trying to do too much. And I want to take some time to talk about that a little bit here. I want to talk about balance first off. Balance, I'm learning, is a word that we use to wear 20 hats, to try to do all of the things that we need to do in one day, and to call it balance because we spent a half hour working on our business and a half hour being mom and a half hour being a spouse and a half hour cleaning the kitchen and a half hour fill in the blank. You get the point here. We're taking and doing 100 things in a day, and we're trying to be overachieving in what we're getting done in the day that we're lacking in the quality of what we're doing. So we're calling this crazy chaotic time balance. And we're doing 100 things in the day, calling it balance. And the reality is we are so far from what balance is and what balance should be that we can't stop. We can't seem to help ourselves in regards to this hustle culture that we're doing. And something that I'm trying to do is slow down. Okay. Taking that word balance and redefining it and what that means for my day-to-day. And what that means for me now is 1 to 2 things a day, 1 or 2 hats, 1 or 2 roles that I'm trying to complete in a day. And I'm concentrating on the quality that I am giving in those 1 to 2 items versus how much I'm getting done. For example, I want to be a present mom today. All right, so that means that I'm not working on my business. I'm not worrying about deep cleaning the bathroom or the 20 loads of laundry that I want to do. I want to be mom today. I want to play with my kids. I want to hang out. I want to give them that attention today and be fully present and have like a family day. That's balance, right? That's taking that day, that time to concentrate on that one thing. And then maybe the next day, my concentration is more work mode. All right, the kids are in school, the kids are napping, you have family that's helping out, they're in daycare, whatever that situation looks like, that you can concentrate on work stuff for a little bit. So maybe that 1 to 2 things is, let's say, work and laundry. So you're working and you're getting the laundry done. Maybe you're not folding it, but you're at least getting the washer dryer rotation going and you're moving the needle, right? But we're taking the time to think about 1 to 2 things each day, and we're getting back to a baseline of what balance should be, of pulling away from this hustle culture and trying to redefine and reshape our family values in relation to what we're doing every day and what we find value in, right? This to-do list, these things that we need to get done, yeah, sure, they're important, absolutely. But when you think about your core values, and you think about high energy, high level, what you need to do and concentrate on, the laundry, the dishes, paying the bills, sitting at your computer and doing your work, like, yeah, those things are important. But building relationships, nurturing those relationships, nurturing your relationship with yourself is more important than the physical things. And I challenge you to find that balance a little bit more, to take some time and think about each day, what's 1 to 2 things I want to concentrate on today. I want to be a business owner today, and I want to be mom today. I want to be a wife today and concentrate on my marriage. Maybe you're having a date night and you want to take that time to get ready and just be in that mindset, that frame of mind, versus concentrating and worrying about the bills for the day. Okay? Taking the time to figure out your balance and what it is that you're doing each day versus each hour. And let that be productive for you. Don't let your life be ran by minute, hour by hour. Let it be ran day to day. And think about what you're going to do and get done in those day-to-day moments. Okay? So, back to getting ready for the holidays, all right? So I wanted to give you a little bit of a background on balance as we start thinking about all of the things that we want to do and need to do in these last 2 months of the year. And for the rest of the episode, we're going to go practical here, all right? We're going to talk about pen and paper, and I want you to take some notes or at least write down some theses and maybe come back to the episode later and re-listen to the second half here where we talk about the tangible things that we're going to be doing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull out your paper planner if you have one. And if you don't have a paper planner, I encourage you to print off or make yourself a November, December month calendar page each. Okay. And then once you have that out, I want you to write down all of the dates that can't be changed. Christmas is on the 25th of December. That doesn't change. Maybe you're celebrating it with family on another day. That's fine. But Christmas morning with your family is on Christmas morning, right? Your son's birthday party is on that day, or his birthday is that day. And for me, personally, between November and December, I have 4 or 5 birthdays in November and December. And 2 of those are my own kids. So I have their actual birthdays. And then I have their birthday parties with family and friends on a different day. So I have double, right? We all do when it comes to our kids, double hosting in that regard, right? 2 cakes, 2 this, 2 that, whatever. And then there are the other things that are set on the calendar. For me personally, it's pictures. My second is turning 2 in November, so I want to get his 2-year-old pictures done. And then my youngest is turning 1 in December, and I want to get her 1-year-old pictures done. And then it's also holiday time, so I want to get family pictures done for Christmas cards, and I want to do those in November. But I don't know when I'm going to do those yet. So you got to look at the calendar, right? So write down all of those things that are set in stone that you know are not changing in regards to the date first. Okay. Once that's done, I want you to get out a second piece of paper and I want you to start brainstorming all of the things that you want to do over the last 2 months. And I want you to write down all your family traditions. What are those things that your family always does every single year that you want to make sure that you don't forget about? And you want those items to be memorable, right? You always make gingerbread cookies in December, or you always go Christmas caroling, and you want to write those things down on this list, this brainstorming list, because you want to make sure that you're prioritizing them and getting them on the calendar so that you're removing that stress and that anxiety around when are we doing this, how are we doing this, and then all of a sudden it's an hour before you want to go make cookies and you decide you're going to make cookies today. Yay. And now you have to go through the whole house and figure out if you've got the ingredients, and then Instacart the things that you're missing, or decide to go out and get the ingredients. And now it's this big ordeal. Let's avoid that, please. And write down on your sheet of paper all of the things that you want and need to do in the last 2 months. Okay. A couple examples for me that I like to do or would like to do this year is I want to go see the holiday train. We have yet to see the holiday train as it comes into town, and that's something that they're only here on certain days, and I need to know when that is. So I need to go on the computer, I need to look up, okay, when's the holiday train going to be in my area, put it on my calendar. I also like to get my We Energies cookie book. If you're in Wisconsin, you know. It is our local energy company. I don't know why, but they put out a cookie book every single year, and it is a big deal, all right, to get this cookie book. And they give them out county by county, and you have to go through like this drive-through and get your cookie book. And I always have to get my cookie book, and then it becomes like this like getting ready for Christmas vibe. Like, get your cookie book, go to lunch, go through the cookie book, and then plan out the rest of December for what you're going to be doing when, in regards to when am I making those cookies, what am I doing, making ornaments with my kids, and whatever else you have on the list that you want to get done. Other things that you need to look at is you need to look at your work. Do you work in an office? Do you have PTO? Does your husband have PTO? How much do you have left before the end of the year? Is it a use it or lose it situation? And get that information down and think about, okay, I have an excess of PTO, and why not? Like, seriously, why not take every Friday off in December? Why not? If you are in the type of work that you can do that, like I totally would. When I was in corporate, that's something that I would do if I had the PTO available, is in December, I would take every Friday off. And then those Fridays during the day would be, wrapping Christmas presents, going Christmas shopping, cleaning the house, doing whatever it is that I needed to do. So that way I could have more time on the weekends to do the fun things for the holidays. So that's when I was in corporate. Now, here as a business owner working from home, it's the same concept. It's the same idea. You need to create boundaries around your schedule and around your time with your clients. And if you decided for the month of November and December that you are not available on Fridays to work, you need to tell them that. And then you need to hold yourself accountable and follow through and not respond to emails and things and do the work on Friday. Or if you do respond, it needs to be that I've gotten your message, I will take care of this on Monday, and let it go. Most of the businesses that we're running or that we're in can wait. Most of them are not. This life or death situation where you have to have it out on Friday. All right. Now, I know that things happen, websites crash and things happen that way. Fine. But there will be a time where you need to put those boundaries in place and take some time for balance in regards to working versus holidays and being a mom and doing the things you need to do. So this idea of balance and setting boundaries is something that you're going to want to make sure that you're implementing and making sure that you have in place. Because, again, you want to take those Fridays if that's something that you're going to want to do, or maybe you want to take the weekends and not work on the weekends. I am so guilty of this, of working Saturday and Sunday, even if it's just for an hour on my business, because I'm traditionally working on my clients' businesses Monday through Friday, and then I'm recording my podcast or working on my social plan for the week or whatever, nights and weekends. So I have to decide, how much do I want to do over the weekend? How much do I want to give to like my socials or to the podcast or to my coaching clients and things like that, versus how much I want to give to friends and family around the holiday? And that's a decision that I have to make. I have to decide, okay, am I taking new clients in the last 2 months, or am I going to stay status quo? Right? And that's something you have to think about for yourself too. You have to make that decision of staying status quo, taking on a new project, figuring out what's important at this point and what you're going to do when and where. Okay. So get your brainstorm list out of all of the things that you need to get done and want to get done and you want to do or participate in, and get it out on your brainstorming list. Once you have your list completed, obviously it'll never be completed. There's always something that comes up that you have no idea is a thing because it's not out there yet, like on socials, or your family hasn't made the decision yet, whatever. So those things happen. Okay. But the whole point is, we're trying to get some kind of structure in place. We're trying to get some kind of structure in place to give you an idea of what it is that you're doing when and where. All right. So now that you have your brainstorming list, I want you to start plugging these things into your calendar in ways that it makes sense for you, right? You are going to make Christmas cookies in December. You're going to want to make those on the weekend. You want to make them on a weekday, and then deciding what cookies you're going to make. Maybe you decide that later, but for right now, you're just deciding, okay, December 6th, we're making cookies. All right. And again, none of this is set in stone. It can be moved and it can be changed. Okay. Don't think that once it's written down, it's done. You have to do it that day. Life happens. We're just trying to create some sort of plan and some kind of outline to help eliminate the overwhelm and the anxiety around planning and getting things done. So put it on the calendar. What day do you think you're going to do cookies? All right. December 6th. Great. All right. What else do you have on that list? Okay. What can you do in November? What can you do in December? And write it down. Next, I want you to think about birthdays, Christmas presents, St. Nick's. Do you do that? Do you do gifts or hostess gifts in November for Thanksgiving? What do you all do here for gifts and things that you need to purchase? I want you to now brainstorm that. Who are you buying presents for? Your kids, your spouse, your in-laws, your parents, your siblings. Who's all getting a gift from you? What's your budget? What's your range for your budget? You need a budget, okay? I'm sorry. You can't just go spend money willy-nilly on holiday stuff without having some sort of budget in place. Otherwise, you'll keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. And then all of a sudden, one kid has more gifts than the other kid. And then you're feeling guilty or you're feeling anxious about this or that because you spent more here than you did there. And you need to decide what's fair for you and how that's going to work and go with it from there. But for right now, I want you to write down everybody that you need to buy gifts for, every event that you would need to purchase something for, like I said, a hostess gift, whatever, and write that down. And if you haven't started your holiday shopping yet, plan that out. Put it on your calendar. I don't care if you're Amazon shopping. Write it on your calendar so that you have that reminder of, okay, I'm doing Black Friday shopping, I'm doing Prime Day shopping, I'm doing Small Business Monday. Write it on the calendar. So you have that reminder so that you get it done and think about what you're doing. I'm a visual person. Okay, so I like my lists because I can visualize my list in my head and I can see it in my head. So it's a lot easier for me to remember who needs a gift, who needs what yet in regards to that when I have it written down. So I personally have a Christmas notebook that I think I started that notebook, oh my goodness, 13 years ago. I think I'm on my second notebook. Started this a long time ago. And in this notebook, I put all my holiday things. This type of stuff is in there. And even though I have a paper planner, I still print out my monthly holiday calendars and throw it in this Christmas notebook that I have. And I fill it in every single year and put new stuff in it. In this notebook, I will have all these things that we're going over right now. And I will have my brainstorming list of gifts. Okay. So you have all their names down. Now you're going to start brainstorming ideas of things that you can get these people. Okay. What's your price point? What's your range? Like your cousins, your nieces, like, okay, I got to buy for 8 kids this year. So let's try to keep it at $20 a kid, $30 a kid. Like make that decision. Okay. So then that way you can feel done. Like, okay, I spent $30 on little Susie. Done. Move on. Okay. Go to the next kid. But brainstorm those gift ideas first. And then what I have is I have another page that has that same list of people written down. And then this is purchase gift. And I write down all of the things that I've already purchased for them or in the process of purchasing. Like you've done your Amazon order and it's going to be here in 2 days. I write them in there to state that I've purchased it and what I've purchased so that I know what gifts are done. And then I have this little notebook with me when I go out shopping and when I'm out running errands. So that way I have a quick reference when I'm out and about. And I'm like, oh my God, I think that my sister would love that. And then I can't remember what I've already purchased for her. And should I buy her another thing or am I done? And having that debate and not remembering what I've already bought, I can pull out that notebook and I can say, okay, I've gotten her 2 things already. I can get her a third. It's still within the budget that I set for her. Or I can decide in that moment, no, I really want to get this for her. I'm okay going over. or that one gift I got her, I can give to someone else because I want to get her this more, right? But it's creating that dialogue and it's creating that practice for your holidays so you're not overspending and over stressing about who needs what, when, and where. Okay. So those are the 3 pieces of paper, well, technically 4, November, December calendar, it's 2, whatever. Those are the 3 different areas that I want you to think about right now. All right. Your calendar for the next 2 months and those items that you need to get done. And then I want you to brainstorm the things that you want to do in the next 2 months. And it doesn't have to be just the fun stuff. Okay. On my list is taxes because I'm now writing that down because I don't think I've done my third quarter balancing checkbook stuff, business fun things for the third quarter. And then we got to do fourth quarter and end of the year. And that's on my list. And then it can be other things. Like maybe you have a launch coming up in your business. Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're doing an addition on your house. Maybe, I don't know. You know what's going on, all right? Write it down. Give yourself that parameters and have a better understanding. And I love the month calendar view because it gives me that big snapshot of what's happening and what's going on. And if you waited till now to start purchasing gifts, you need to think about your budget and you need to think about your funds and you need to have written on there those dates that you're getting paid and dates that your husband's getting paid and money allocations and where are you getting that money from? And do you have a savings for the holidays in place or not? And how you're paying for these things. I can tell you personally that I start Christmas shopping in July. I know it drives some people crazy, but that's what I do. I start Christmas shopping in July because they do Christmas in July sales, and I will start buying presents in July. And I start thinking about gifts for the people that I need to purchase for in like March. Realistically, all year round, I'm thinking about it. And that Christmas notebook is always in my desk, in my office space. And then I pull it out and I write ideas in it. Or I go to the notebook pad on my phone and I put it in there because I don't carry my Christmas notebook all year round. And I put it in there so I have a reminder of, oh my gosh, they mentioned that they really liked this, or they mentioned that they want something like this. And I don't think they're going to buy it for themselves. So put it on the list. So I start Christmas shopping in July. So it's now the end of October. I think I have to purchase for 4 to 6 people. And then a couple random things that I can't get till close to the holidays. Like we always do my husband's family an ornament for our godchild. So whoever has that whoever your godchild is, you buy them a new Christmas ornament every year. And it's a tradition that my husband's family has done when he was a kid. And it's such a sweet tradition and we continue to do it. And obviously that's something I can't get in July very easily. So that's something I need to buy, in November, December, is that Christmas ornament. But otherwise, like my nieces and all that stuff, like their Christmas presents are done. My kids' presents are done. I just have a couple of random gifts I need to get yet. And most of them I have picked out. I just haven't fully committed to saying, yes, that's what I'm getting them, because I'm always looking for that next best thing. And I want to make sure I get them the good gift because, like I said earlier, I think I said this earlier, my love language is gift giving and holidays. And I love coming up with gift ideas. I love giving gifts. I love coming up with lists for people of things that I want to buy for them or make for them or put together gift baskets. Like, this is my jam. All right. It's this holiday time doing gift giving and figuring out what gift's going to make them smile and make them feel like, yes, I thought of you. I took time and effort to get you something I really thought you'd like. And that's just something that I really like doing and I love doing. So the holiday season is definitely my happy time in regards to that, because I love giving gifts and I love birthdays for that same reason. So if you're listening to this episode and you are completely overwhelmed with the last 2 months of the year and you don't know what to do and you can't plan for the holidays, and there's a certain topic in relation to the holidays right now that you are just stuck on, I encourage you to send me a DM on Instagram at @thejessaray and ask your question. Tell me what you want to know more about. Like, how do I start Christmas shopping in July? We can do an episode on that if you want. How do you budget for the holidays? How do we take the time to do all of the things this month? How do you make Thanksgiving? Do Thanksgiving. I had an episode last year about planning for big events like Thanksgiving, and I could go more in depth on that episode and re-record it, which I think I'm going to do anyways. Just going over how to host a big event like Thanksgiving and have everything planned out and how to not feel so lost and overwhelmed in the day of what you're doing and how to plan ahead and prep ahead. Right? Same thing with Christmas. Like I said, most of my Christmas shopping is done. I'm going to take the next 2 months here and I'm going to start wrapping slowly and take my time with it. And I'm not going to be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Christmas Eve, wrapping Christmas presents. And I don't want you doing that either. So if there's something that you want me to talk more on or go over a little bit when it comes to holiday pieces, let me know. I think a fun one would be talking about traditions. I think we're going to do that. I'm going to tell you about my family's traditions and the things that I like to do and what I think are fun. And then I'd love to hear more from you. Like I said, anything in regards to holiday season, these last 2 months, and managing your time, managing your day, managing that to-do list that you want to talk about, send me a DM at the Jessa Ray on Instagram, and we'll make it into an episode, or I can do a live on Instagram if it's something simpler, whatever. But I want to help you be prepared for the holidays so that you can enjoy this time and enjoy these moments and not feel so distraught, right? This is a happy time. This is a happy season. And that's what I want it to be for you. So let's take this time, write out these lists, make this calendar so that we can enjoy this family time, because that's what it's all about. And enjoy these last 2 months of the year before we start over in a new year and come up with new plans and new things. All right. Don't forget, Mama, you got this. And we'll talk next week.
Hey Mama, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know you have a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope this episode gave you new energy to tackle the day. If so, could you leave a review and subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode? That would mean the world to me. I'd also love to connect with you on Instagram, so send me a DM and let me know if this episode was helpful. I love hearing from you. Remember, Mama, you got this. Until next time, I'm Jessa Ray, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood.